Happy evening, friends. Great to see many of you on the screen. We are around 130 of us. Can I see some more people onto the screen? It's going to be exciting couple of days. So some of you who are part of the 40 days program or the youth program, you would have tasted this manifestation flavor, right? We just did there for a week and where there are 3 master classes, but today and tomorrow it will be 9 hours exclusive discussion on this science of manifestation. So I feel if you guys can participate more, it can be more and more useful. Wonderful. So myself, Pradeep, I'll be the host for this event, guys. So we have with us Chandra sir today, who will be the speaker for this event. So to give a brief introduction about sir, sir is a successful entrepreneur, former vice president of IBM Corporation, transformational meditation coach, and a board member of few non-profit organizations, including Pyramid Valley International. Chandra sir attributes a lot of his success, including the recent acquisition of his software company, to the powerful techniques based on meditation and manifestation. And he has been practicing meditation for over 20 years now, teaches regularly to organizational and business leaders and professionals, and participates in several meditation service activities. With this, we'll welcome sir.
Hi, Pradeep. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Pradeep, for that wonderful introduction. And welcome all for this special program on manifestation. Elevate your energy, create a magnificent future for yourself and for your business, those who are all into businesses and employments and all of that. You know, we've been doing this program we've been doing this program regularly. Some of you perhaps have attended this program when Pradeep himself had done this sometime in November. Pradeep, I think you did a program.
November, yes.
Yes. Thank you. And of course, then we've been doing this earlier, in earlier occasions too. But any spiritual program, even though it's done once, and especially manifestation, the concepts are so many, it's always good to come back and understand. For those of you joining a second time, and those of you joining for the first time, consider yourself that you've taken one of the great steps here, because that's how I felt. When I understood the power of creating things, power of, getting anything that we wish to have in our life, anything we wish to have in our life, and then if that power is with us, and something that we can learn all in these few hours from today till tomorrow evening, 3 sessions, about 3 hours each, only 9 hours, something that we can learn, understand, and then come with a model that you can use for your manifestations by the time you finish this program. When I say manifestation, we're talking about manifesting anything to everything. If you want to establish a institution, and then you want to become the CEO or the founder and then run it, it's possible. If you want to become MP of your area, it's possible. If you want to become the CEO of a company, it's possible. If you want to land a great seat, it's possible. Admission, right? You know that everything, anything. You want to attract a good husband, it's possible. You want to conceive and have a child, it's possible. Beating all biological, physical, economical, intellectual odds, beating your past or your present circumstances, one can absolutely create whatever they wish to have in their life as a physical event. One can absolutely create it, because we are operating on this new scientific model, which is always there from the past, that our thoughts create a fundamental reality. The core principle that we're going to explore in this program, dear friends, is that our thoughts create a fundamental reality. How many of you agree with that principle, that our thoughts create reality? If I have to explain a little more, our thoughts, our feelings create our outer reality. That means with our thoughts and feelings, we can create or manifest whatever that experience that we are seeking to have. How many of you agree to it? Okay, great. So, Pradeep, before we go into it, now this program, since many or some of you might have attended already Buddha CEO programs, I just want to get to feel how many are first time and how many have been done some of this. At least you understood the basic manifestation principles. So based on that, we can pace it out. But no matter whether you attended a past party, whether you're a past participant or you are new, our goal by the time we finish this by tomorrow is that you would have, and I would like you to go with a clear idea of the goal that you're going to work on, and the method, the procedure for you to, and the meditation methodology for you to have it, so for you to have it defined, so that when you go back, you know exactly what to do every day until that thing manifests for you. Okay. So we have some practical work to do between these 3 sessions. We'll understand some of the core concepts today, and then we're going to do practicals tomorrow morning, very important session, and then tomorrow evening. I'm talking India time. So we're Saturday evening now, Sunday morning and Sunday evening, 3 sessions India time. So before we go in, Pradeep, can you run that poll? Yeah, go ahead and read it out, Pradeep.
Great, couple of questions here. The first one, your regularity in meditation. So less than 1 week, less than 6 months, less than a year, and greater than a year. And have you attended this Elevate Your Energy Manifestation workshop previously? Can mark yes or no there. Yeah. We'll wait for a few more seconds. Request everyone to take part in this. Uh, 5 seconds. So we have 80% participation. Okay.
seeing the results now?
Yes, sir. So the results are 30% are less than 1 week, 46% less than 6 months, and there are 18% who are greater than a year. Okay, and yeah.
Go ahead.
And there are 73% of the people who are attending this program for the first time.
Okay, wonderful. So we do have then several new meditators here as I see it. Okay. Yeah. You can close this pop-ups. All right, friends. In the year 2015, I came across this concept of placebo. The placebo concept is telling that whatever you strongly believe in, then you can create that. Whatever you strongly believe into, that becomes possible, that becomes reality. That means if I have, let's say, a disease, an illness, which is being told to me that is not possible to be cured, but if I strongly believe that I'm healing, and I literally think and feel that way that I'm healing, and then you can sustain it for some time, then that disease heals. Even if the disease is like something like dreaded, like cancer, it heals. The placebo effect, it's called placebo effect, that when you really believe that you are doing your experience and going through it, then it believe in thought and mind, then it is happening outside and physically, either immediately then or a little later. I have understood these principles that time to say that our thoughts and feelings have a deep effect in everything we are doing every day. If you have a deeper thought and feeling about a particular relationship, or about your company, or about your personal life or a personal body condition, or about your, skill level, you say, I'm not that great. Whatever belief that you have is always manifesting a similar belief-driven possibilities experience into our life. If I say my company is not that great, it's never helping me, then in every situation that you interact with managers or the company HR, you continue to find those situations which will make you believe that it is further true. Maybe they don't give you good hikes, maybe they don't treat you well, maybe they don't do this, they don't do that. So every time you are attracting a similar response, and so your belief in that very idea becomes more stronger, because every time you experience something, it becomes stronger. And because it becomes stronger, you believe more about it, you talk more about it to your friends, you talk more about it to your colleagues, and so then you attract more of that thing, and so it becomes more. So it is a vicious cycle, it's happening. So when I understood this principle, and those days I was trying to, and I'm an entrepreneur by profession. I used to run a software company, and I was in a startup before that too. After graduation in BITS Pilani, then I had worked for some large companies, beautiful, good career in IT, and I jumped into startups. And then when I was doing the second startup, we've been struggling with a lot of financial numbers, revenues. We've been, we had great runs. I understood these concepts of abundance, prosperity, and all that in earlier occasions. And so I was able to grow the business from against all odds for some time. But somewhere the business came to a stagnation. And then for about 2 years, it was stagnant. It was not growing. I was running the company as CEO at that time. It was not growing. I knew the principles at a broad level about abundance, but then somewhere in the application, things are not right, so things are not happening. And I came across this concept, through a book called You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. By then, of course, I had read books like Secret, then Law of Attraction, which are talking about this manifestation, that everything is ultimately thought and feeling. But this book, when I read through, it was an eye-opener for me in how this book, and afterwards a whole series of books by several authors like Bruce Lipton or Greg Braden or Fred Wolf or Amit Goswami, that they talk about how now scientifically you can explain and corroborate that our thoughts and feelings create our outer reality. And how our brain is getting programmed unknowingly every day by each of us. Brain is getting programmed so deeply, each of us unknowingly, with things that we really don't want. What I mean is, if you want a great hike, but we say my company is not cooperating with me, my company sucks, it does not give, but you want good hike. So what you want is different from what you say, think, and feel. So I recognize that our brain is getting programmed by ourselves regularly in a way that is completely opposing to our goals. And so we slowly go further away and away from what we want to manifest every day. We have been thinking of, wanting to reduce our weight. We've been thinking of wanting to have a great career, want to go and travel, want to have that income to, maybe get that car, whatever that is. But we've been thinking of many things in our life, many things, anything. But then we are not able to follow through, number one. We have goals, but we can't follow through. We forget about them. You have a resolution on a new year. You have a resolution on your birthday. But then in a week from now, when you have a resolution, but a week after that birthday is over, you've forgotten about the resolution because you're not able to follow through them. The reason is a lot of the subconscious programs that are there in our brain, in our mind, constantly, which became habits for us, which became our second nature behaviors for us, are driving us to think different, driving us to act different. You want to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock and say, hey, I'm going to be from this year onwards, going to do this jogging, and then I'm going to reduce some weight off me. By that morning, 6 o'clock comes, you set an alarm, and then the body, which is telling you and say, you know what, Ram, tomorrow you have great time. Tomorrow you can do it. For today, you can sleep. And then it just automatically, involuntarily, body goes and then shuts off that alarm. So they just sleep nicely for one more day. This is called an automatic program. It's called an autopilot program. Our mind is conscious, subconscious, two parts. The subconscious mind programs, is my voice okay? I was getting distracted. So wait.
Broken a couple of times.
Should be better now.
Yeah.
Was the voice breaking before?
Couple of times, not much.
So the mind is, we are operated out of the subconscious programs. 90% of the time, we are experiencing what is there in subconscious program. The subconscious program is saying that there is so much time ahead. So it's okay to spend time nicely. Mornings are nicely cozy and nice. So it's good to sort of enjoy the time right now. There's always a tomorrow. So we can postpone things for tomorrow. That's a program. A procrastination program that is got set in our subconscious mind. A program that says that these persons are not good, my manager is exploitive. A program that says that, I don't have enough, I forget things at the exam. So how much ever competitively I write competitive exams, but I don't think I can score well because I have this exam phobia. That's a program that we have. So the program that we have is that, then when you're going for an exam, because that program kicks in, even though in your mind, you consciously want to say, hey, I'm going to do well. But subconsciously, deep inside, that is there, that is written, is what is projecting that fear automatically, because subconscious mind is what we operate on by default. The subconscious mind is called autopilot for us. It is designed, human structure is designed so that it has a mechanism to protect us. So automatically, many a times we have to respond to things. And the response we can't consciously take. So in order to protect ourselves, the subconscious has a programs, and so we operate out this program. For example, if you are driving and fast, and then something is coming, suddenly something comes up, then you need to respond. Our reactions are not sufficient. But however, subconscious automatically knows, and then it makes you veer off the steering wheel or turn the handle a little bit this side, so you escape. A lot of times we all escape last minute. Somebody throwing a stone, a ball, and this and that, and always say the experience is, oh, it just grazed through my eye. How many people had that experience? I don't know how I really saved myself, from this situation. We all have something like this. And the reason is it's all done through the autopilot. The subconscious mind is sort of driving us. So the subconscious program of the beliefs that we have, the habit that we have, the skill that we have, whatever that learn, it's all there. If you are a good cook, when you're cooking, many times you're not mindful. And half an hour later, you would have made a great dish, perfect dish. It tastes so good. You try to recollect and say, what happened? How did I cook? Did I put all right ingredients? You don't even remember. But half an hour passed and you already made it. Where it is coming from, it's there as a subconscious skill. That is there. It is so well, it is there that it can do it without you consciously being aware. So dear friends, what I learned that time is that when I'm running my business is stagnant. I said, if there are subconscious programs that are operating against what you want, and then I found in myself, there are 5 things that I've been holding myself back. A belief that my company being an India company, that I was looking to get an acquisition done from a US company. I said, a belief that India company with India customers is going to be difficult to get business in the United States. A belief that got deeply formed as in subconscious, because over a period of time, when I was going into customers and trying to understand, if trying to sell to the customers, many of them said, oh, you are not known here. So when you are known, when you have a local client in our market, then you come here. So if 10 people have told me that, and slowly, oh, this must be true. So everybody is asking me to get a local client before I can sell to them. It's called reference client, right? You need to know. So I said it gets formed. When that gets formed, no matter that I want to sell to a new client, but every time I go there, I feel that, okay, I have this disadvantage inside me. So if I feel I have the disadvantage that I don't do well in exams, I forget it last minute. And then so every time I attempt an exam, the subconscious program kicks in and says, you know what, I can't do well. What we think and feel deep inside is what we project and gets created. And so as a result, dear friends, when I recognize as part of this concept discovery, I recognize that I must immediately work on the beliefs that I have created for myself. When I change my beliefs, automatically the outcomes change, the results change. That's the time I also understood the power of neuroscience, how it's actually writing new programs into a brain, how the brain is learning. There is a premise, number one, that our thoughts create reality. Then if thoughts create reality, the question then comes is, what thoughts do I have? And the premise 2 is that our subconscious mind, whatever thoughts it has got, whatever program it has, is what is really projected for us. So that is premise 2 that I could understood. And then the 3 is, how do I change this? That subconscious mind has whatever that has, how do I change it? How do I change it to what I really want? How do I change it so that this program really is saying, I am great, I am intelligent, I don't have any disadvantage, I can heal myself, I'm capable, right? I'm intelligent. Whatever I have is of great use to people. If we can have this kind of programs, then thinking like I'm a girl, it's tough. I'm from poor family, it's not possible. I'm not come from a good school, so I don't think I can land this job. Instead, those programs, if we can rewrite, all of that is there in subconscious with a new set of thoughts, new set of beliefs, then I've got an equation here that changing my thoughts to something really supportive, expansive, that supports my goal, then things can get done. So I worked on myself. One, I worked on removing those limiting beliefs like I have, my company has disadvantages. Another, I started thinking about beautifully what I'm really looking for. And I've understood through neuroscience models how the brain is learning. The model said that whatever you visualize and dream, whatever that you visualize and dream, visualize deeply about something that you're looking to have as if it's already happened for you. As if it's already happened for you, if you can visualize and dream about that future experience, then, and with a lot of feeling, then you are making your brain learn much faster, and then you're making the subconscious take it very quickly. So to reprogram your brain, to install a new set of programs, instead of a new set of ideas, thoughts into your brain, then there is this concept of visualization I've learned. So one side, identifying things that we have to take out from our brain, old beliefs. Another side, setting new programs in a most effective way, is what I deeply understood scientifically. That is the only reason I've understood that we have our wishes and goals, which are we consciously setting in our mind, but then deeply subconsciously, we have some other program. As a result, we forget even our goals very soon because our autopilot behavior is kicking in. The autopilot behavior is saying, you have tomorrow to work, so delay, no problem. The autopilot behavior is saying, when you go into your office, you are saying, I want good hike, but the behavior says that this company anyway does not give. So this is how you think inside. You're sitting across the table with the manager, but deep inside, our company anyway does not give more than 5-6% hike. So how will I get 30%? So there itself we contradict. So autopilot behavior. So I deeply understood that this is the reason for where our manifestation does not happen. That our subconscious mind has to be changed completely. So it is simple. In order to access the subconscious mind, one has to drop their analytical capabilities. They have to momentarily make their empty mind. And so that's meditation. So meditation, which we all will learn now shortly, helps us to access the subconscious deep inside. Subconscious means at a high level, you understand things that are there deep inside a brain. Inside layers of the brain, we have to access it. And in order to access it, we have to sort of rest the mind, empty the mind, cool the mind. We have 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And in those, 95% are unwanted, useless, negative. And all those thoughts are constantly distracting us. You know, our attention span is 4 to 6 seconds only. That means in a minute, on whatever subject they are learning or attending to, in that you would get distracted how many times? If it is 4, in a minute, you will get distracted 15 times. In a minute, you'll get distracted anywhere between 12 to 15 times. That's a lot, right? We get distracted because of all this unwanted thought, junk thoughts, unpleasant thoughts. And so this 50 to 60,000 thoughts, in that 95% unwanted. And so there is got to be a way to remove all the distractions, because our goal has to be focused on what we want. And so meditation beautifully helps in this process of clearing the mind, paving the way to access our subconscious. And so then if you can visualize and imagine about a future that you want, then that goes straight into the subconscious as a program to say, this is what I'm looking for. And when that goes there, automatically things start happening. So for me, it happened. When I learned this, I started applying that. I imagined of a great future of my company becoming successful, greatly getting acquired, having certain amount of money consideration given, and then utilizing that money to, utilizing that success to go and then do certain experiences. One is this Buddhasya Foundation, that wanting to come full-time do service. Another is to see that employees are very, very happy. Another is to see that I travel around to the energy spots. Another is to see that I'm able to go and then teach corporate leaders. So many such experiences that I was imagining and dreaming about greatly, if my company get acquired as an outcome. And when I visualized and dreamt about it with regular meditation, dear friends, the net was that after 3 months, I started seeing a lot of changes. 6 months later, I more or less got to understand that yes, we have a great interest from this company to acquire us. 9 months later, it is almost irreversible. 12 months, it became irreversible. That means we shook hands to actually get this process going. At 15 months, we had this transaction closed. The company got acquired. Manifestation principles that are applied are day in and day out people are using to land great jobs, to attract good relationships. Pradeep, who opened, has several experiences from creating a job for himself, of meeting various parameters to attracting a beautiful life partner, somebody very understanding. And during COVID time, in a very short time, we're going to listen from him his experience of how one can attract and then create things. We have several meditators who have, against odds, where people are losing jobs, but they have landed jobs with, packages that are 50% higher, salary increments that are 100% higher, 100% salary increments people have obtained. There are businessmen growing their business at about 250%. Somebody said, I've got a handful of projects. So many projects have come suddenly to me ever since I started manifestation. My very daughter was able to land a great admission using these principles of manifestation during COVID time into one of the top 5 universities for publishing. Against all odds, it's not a natural course. For her, normal time to require to admission is about 6 to 8 months, but she manifested at a very late in the process in 3 weeks an admission. Again, we give the power to this concept of manifestation principles that we're going to learn. So I would like to start with the concept of placebo to explain a little more. Before that, I would like you to, if you have a person next to you in your room, turn to the person and explain to them what you learned. So far, I spoke for about 15, 20 minutes now, right? Or 20 minutes. What have you learned? To turn to the person next to you. If nobody is there, you do a small chat and then send to your friend. What are the things that you learned so far? Do you understand me? Just write them. The key points that you learned so far. There's got to be something, right? If there's no meaning, if you didn't learn anything. So can you type? And then I'll be happy to see what you learned in the chat if you were right here. Others will learn from it, right? You're talking to the others. So can you do that? Your friend may be there, so you can do a one-on-one chat with your friend on the Zoom chat here, or in a WhatsApp message, or person next to you in your room. Do that. I'll tell you, it's got a lot of benefit to yourself. Anyway, you invested time, you came in here with a curiosity, what is this? And some of you already know by now, if you attend a program, that when you are repeating, then you are increasing your learning value, learning capability. It's going to help you greatly as you go into the next session. We're going to understand very, very powerful, empowering scientific meditation wisdom for manifestation. Pradeep, my voice is okay, right? I keep seeing here internet console not good and stuff.
Okay, sir, good.
Huh?
It's good, sir. Voice is good.
Okay. So are you doing it? Are you writing down to a message to your friend or your friend here? Or anybody can do, and everyone in the public chat also, so that I also can see what you learned. Who would like to? That's what it's happening. I'm on Buddha See only.
Okay. 8 till 5 Buddha See 8 till 5.
8 till 2:50.
Dollar meditation. Pradeep is chart dollar capital M.
Great to see so many messages flowing.
We should stop procrastination. Always think positive. Think of brighter future. Believe in yourself. Reprogram your placebo effect that can really change. Well known as our practice. Okay. Wonderful. Reprogram subconscious mind. Okay, great. So let me share a slide to talk through this concept. The placebo effect is very fascinating. When you look at some of the advanced research that they've done in this, we create our reality through our thoughts, feelings, and environment. Is fundamentally what the placebo effect is taking us to the highest level. So they have, this chart is showing about some experiments, and I'll talk about it, right? Now, in medical science, the medical community uses placebo as a fake pill, a tablet. So in order to give, let's say, a white color tablet you're giving to a patient for diabetes. So diabetes, there is a tablet, maybe some insulin that is being given. But at the same time, instead actual tablet, they give a sugar pill, a sugar tablet, just sugar coated. Nothing is there inside, it is powder. So when you give a fake tablet, but it is given by a doctor, and the doctor is giving as if and saying, hey, you know what, this is the greatest new drug, new tablet, so take it, and your current sugar condition will go away. Everything will come to normalcy in 2 weeks, just take it. It's a fake tablet, but it is given by the authority, like somebody like a doctor, who you really trust, you don't question, you don't doubt. So when that happens, dear friends, what they do is that every time a fake tablet is given, and many a times the researchers see that the person who taking a real tablet, the person taking the fake tablet, more or less they have the same result, both of them getting better. One is taking chemical, another is just believing, even though they're not taking chemical substance. Just that belief, without any doubt. And then simply taking it. And what do we do after taking a tablet? We sort of fundamentally feel, wow, this is good. I've got the medicine now, it's going to heal for me. So just that alone is solving for people many health challenges by using this placebo, right? Just extending the concept. Now they've done a lot of research. That is on health. So it is also said that many a times the reason we heal is not because of chemically, many a times it's because we believe after taking the tablet, we are going to be anyway healing ourselves. We think that for a headache, we've taken that Gendu balm, we apply and say, yeah, now I applied Gendu balm, it's going to take care of me. You automatically send a signal to your body and say that I've got the medicine, so it's going to heal. When you send the signal saying that I'm healing, automatically body is healing because the signal is that way. Your thought is that way. Your feeling is that way. Last time you would have used Gendu balms, you felt that is good. And so that same memory you recollect, and you feel that, okay, the moment I apply Gendu balm, it's all soothing, it's all that nice smell, and then I'm healing now, definitely I'm healing. So you have a feeling, and you send that signal as a feeling. Every thought, every feeling is electromagnetic energy. And we send that energy to our body cells to say, I want to heal. And the cell automatically upregulates and creates special protein to go and then fix that problem. So this research, when they've done, and Harvard has done a study. So they've taken a set of people, senior citizens, to a resort and then asked them to spend a week in that resort. The resort was decorated in a special setting. It was decorated as if it is 20 years backward in time. So this experiment was done in 1990s. They decorated the resort as if it's in 1970s. The dressing style, the food they served, the TV programs, the look and feel of the TV, the rooms, all that has been made up as if it's a resort mimicking the 1970s environment, right? And so they all go in, and they all are senior citizens, right? Mostly in the 40 or 50 to 70 years age. What happened is after 1 week of their stay, they divide them into two groups. One group they told, you have to just go and then spend your 1 week time there. That's all, nothing else. Just spend 1 week in this resort. Another group they told, you not only spend your time, but you also think that you are 20 years younger. So you became 20 years younger, and so keep thinking that no, I'm 20 years younger. They ask them to program themselves saying I'm 20 years younger. By being here, I'm becoming 20 years younger. So one group which is just spend time there, they actually demonstrated that became 44% became younger. The group where they have also thought that I am becoming younger and younger and younger, 63% of them showed this benefit, that they became younger. How is that possible? What does younger mean? They started growing height. Their hunchbacks have been removed. As a senior citizen, slowly we cut down food. They're eating less food, but here they start eating more. How much they used to eat 20 years younger when they were in that, 20s and 30s. If they're now 40 to 60, that time they would have been 20 to 40, right? So whatever that age that time was, and how much are they eating? Instead of 5 chapatis, instead of 2 chapatis, they were eating 4 chapatis. So they're eating more. They're running more. They're playing more. They're dancing more. They're doing everything as if they're in younger days. Just for 1 week of change in the environment, 1 week of change in thought. The environment that the change triggered old memories, and then old memories triggered the thoughts that are there from the old experiences, and they're feeling that time. And then as a result, they started feeling, believing that they are younger, their body can support it. Because when you recall the old memory with a feeling which is saying that, no, hey, that was great and this is good and I can do it, and automatically they became younger. So this is a placebo effect. An environment change and understanding that, no, I'm getting younger. Even more stronger is the small chicks experiment. I'm not going to go to a lot of these experiments, but I'll just give you a couple of them. These chicks, the newly born chicks. I'm going to come to the experiment. Let me explain about this World War II. So a saline injection. When anesthesia was running out in a hospital in Europe during World War II, a nurse who knew about this placebo effect started giving saline for anesthesia in order to subtract the pain, right? So she started giving saline injection, saline water. And she did not tell, she's a very intelligent nurse, she didn't tell the doctor, because doctor also freak out. So she didn't tell the doctor. So patients would come in with bullet wounds and they had to be operated. So she was simply giving saline injection because she knew she didn't have any other option, because the stock is out. Patients are coming. So they have to be saved somehow. If we wait, then they will die, right? So she has to be there somewhere. So she said, what else I have? Okay, placebo effect, let me try. So she bravely gave that. She didn't ever doubt it's not going to work. And she gave as if, and then told the patient, you know what, I'm giving you this anesthesia, so you'll be fine, you'll be operated, nothing is going to happen, you'll be fine. She was giving them that courage. And then doctors come, and then they just simply operated, because they've told the doctor that, no, hey, the patient is already given anesthesia. So they already sort of go into that condition. And so they operate and then go away. So many soldiers' lives got saved just with this particular act. So they believed that, no, I got this anesthesia, so I'm fine. It won't pain me. And the doctors have believed that my patients won't get the pain because they're given that, so I can operate it. Local anesthesia. They did it. So dear friends, when you believe something deeply, things happen. Positive belief, positive. Negative belief, negative things. Right? So I wanted to give this example about chicks. So this is a random number generator. So many of you, we are teaching a little bit of science here, friends. So we try to explain through science so you really grasp this. So a random number generator that is placed. Here right side you see the chick, newborn, and then this random number generator, here is a robot which has got a small needle. So this robot is placed here, when it's tied to this random number generator. Random number generator is doing what? And so this table, so you place the robot in the middle, and then depending on the number that you get, the robot will go and plot it, the number. And this random number generator in this table, so it is put in the center. So 50% it will land onto the left side, 50% will land onto the right side. A random number, right? The randomness will come. So Every time the number comes, it could be anywhere on the table. That is the canvas. So number come anywhere on the table. And so naturally 50% left, 50% right for a random number. So that's how you see in the picture A. More or less some kind of an uniform distribution, right? If you say where are more graphs placed, it's mostly divided, right? But then what they've done, the first case, the cage is there next to it, there are no chicks. Second case, they put chicks in it. The newly born chicks. And second case, the same random number generator, but what they found is this is the graph. That everything is to the right side towards the chicks. Can anybody tell what happened here? Why this is that, First case, when there's no chicks, the random generator is really random and so uniform. The second case, all of it, almost all of it is on the right side. Can anybody tell? Why is it so? Can anybody tell? You can write. No one. Okay. That space is occupied by chicks. Okay, lots of free space in cage 2. No, it's not cage. The cage is one, the small little cage. If you leave the chicks outside, they just run away. So they put a cage to hold them, that's all. In the first case, what you have is that there's a table, right? On the table, the random generator is there. Now the chicks are placed on the right side in a cage. So now here is the deal. Yeah, somebody getting close to vibration. Now the newborn chicks, anything that moves, because they don't have good eyesight at all they recognize is if anything moves, they recognize that as its mother. Their way of understanding what is their mother is just by movement. So when they are born, if something moves next to them, they'll feel that it's mother, they go towards it. Right? Anything that moves next to them, they feel it's mother, they move towards it. So in this case, they felt that robot, which is moving, is their mother. So they all want to desperately go towards their mother. So they start projecting. They start sending the signal that we are deeply interested, we want to come to you, and then you come to me. So they're pulling the mother, thinking is mother, and so they pushed. The random generator result got changed completely. They influenced it. They influenced the result, so they started plotting completely the right side. Different. So see the effect of small little newborn chicks are able to move the random number generator needle to their side. So automatically this magnetic needle is getting pulled towards them because there's energy pull. So it's a perfect example that our thoughts create reality. If chicks can do it, then we ask ourselves, right? Can we not do it? If chicks can do it easily, we can do it. It is merely to their thought, their feeling to their mother, it sort of pulled the mother this side. This is exactly what happens when, as children, when mothers are raising their children. Whenever a child is thinking of mother readily gets the signal. They immediately do whatever they're doing. They stop and they sort of go as if, they got that certain intuition, right? So they go and they see, is my child there? That's about the time child is thinking, crying, or whatever that is. A child is in the school and having a little difficult time, and mother immediately gets a signal because child is seeking the mother's love at that time. They think about the mother, and so automatically the signal comes, and the mother also responds. By that's about the time they call the college or school and say, you know what, everything all right. Many times it happens. So it is that energy that automatically, the thoughts and feelings create that reality automatically. All right, friends. So this placebo effect was fascinating in recognizing the power of thought, power of a feeling. 95% of thoughts in our mind are repetitive and drain our energy. We got to change them. we have 50 to 60 thoughts. I've already mentioned this, and 80% of these, look at it, 80% are negative. The negative thoughts that we have are about how whatever we want will not work for us. Think about this. If you are, let's say, going to book a train ticket, what is the first thing you say? You want a ticket, but oh, there must be a huge rush, so I don't think I get my ticket this time. So first thing we do is what does not work for us because we're conditioned that way. You want to do very well in the exam. You say exam paper, if it is, what if it's going to be tough? Last time it was really tough. It's going to be tough. So the thought is there, 80% negative thought, right? It's about loss. It's about, something that happened in the past, some grief. Everything is negative, things that pull us down. Now, the neuroscience principle, which is very important to understand here, is that anything that is repeated strengthens the memory connection, becomes stronger and stronger. Cells that fire together, wire together. All right. In neural circuits in brain, whenever we learn something repeatedly, it becomes stronger. Whenever you relive something repeatedly, it is stronger. So if we are learning tables, we learned 100 times the tables, repeat by heart. So now, forever in our life, we'll never forget table, right? Can people tell what is 9 by 9? Quickly, instantaneously. Can you tell us 9 by 9? 7 into 8. What is 7 into 8? There you go. So instantaneous result. I bet you don't even think about it. It comes to your mind because it's all there, right? The brain automatically has the capability to pull what has been deeply programmed. So when you repeat things, it is the same effect. So unfortunately, dear friends, if you keep repeating that every time you went to a train station, I don't know, to sit for booking tickets, and then you say, I'm not going to get it. It's always busy. This train is always busy. I'll never get it. And so if this is how you think, that's what you're projecting. So that's what you create each time. Because it becomes stronger. Each time you think, it becomes stronger in your brain. And so next time, even if you want to think positive, because so strongly there, it comes out surface up for you. But it says that wire together, fire together. This is why, because practically many a times, when we have unpleasant experience in life, and since we all have been trained to think about the negative aspect of it, and then we relive the negative moments again and again, so we keep attracting negative situations into life again and again. Accidents, we talk about accidents. We keep seeing more and more accidents because we talk about it. Those who don't talk about accidents don't even think and see them, because what you think, you talk about accidents and how people died. So next day, your eyes automatically will go towards another place where accidents are there. Those who don't think about it, they don't even sort of look at them. It doesn't go there. Their eyes don't go there. Instead, they'll see things that have happened in terms of a business growth or financial growth. It's that automatic because the body is trained to look for those things that you are thinking deeply inside. It's called your state of being. Your thoughts and feelings that are inside is your state of being in your subconscious. That means, how are you thinking at this moment? A person comes in front of you, what is your state of being? Do you trust or you mistrust the person? Do you have a judgment about the person or do you have a neutral feeling about the person? If your boss has been troubling you for the last 10 days or 15 days, and so it's natural that tomorrow when you go there, first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, what I've got today what is there in present for me today? You're already judging based on your last 10 days of feeling events that have happened. So our state of being is pretty much negative about that person at that time, potentially. Our state of being could be very sympathetic. State of being could be, whatever that is based on a past experience. These thoughts are producing neurotransmitters, and there is a way. Thoughts produce feelings in the body, and feelings in turn drive more thoughts into the body. So it's a cyclic loop. It's called thinking-feeling loop. And as a result, when we are thinking about something deeply, it becomes that feeling is there. Feeling produces same thought more. And so that reinforces this feeling again. So it goes back into this loop. And then we have a belief. We formed a belief, which is fundamentally saying things are not good for me. I don't have good skill. I'm not good enough. Suppose you did not get a good hike. So there is this thought that based on your past experience that my manager is biased and so that's why he didn't give me. And with that, you get desperate and you feel bad that, even though you worked very hard, you didn't get it. So that emotion kicks into the body. And so when that feeling is there, that emotion sort of sends another signal to the cognitive mind to think of, to feel it. So the feeling is in the mind, emotion in the body. So the chemicals send a signal to the mind. And so mind has this feeling of, inadequacy, feeling of frustration, feeling of sadness. And when that comes into the mind, then immediately it goes and then sends another signal to the subconscious to see when other times I felt frustrated, when other times in a similar situation where I felt bad. So now it pulls another event where your friend shared with you, you know what, last time I really worked, this company did not give me. So that event comes out. So first you didn't get it. Now you are feeling bad about it. So another thought is now a friend told you. Now with that you feel even more bad. Now again, another thought. Now this time you read in a newspaper article how some companies are exploiting employees. You feel that and say, yes, now you get more frustrated. Why am I working for this company? So you get that feeling. So like this thinking feeling loop keeps reinforcing what we feel is right into a thought and then becomes feeling. And so it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And when it becomes stronger and stronger, that's what it keeps projecting for us, dear friends. So we need to fundamentally change our thoughts. Our thoughts create our reality. Our thoughts and feelings create reality. We have to change them. That is first principle that we got to understand, work on it. So meditation, when we work, is changing the brain structurally, changing the thoughts, improves our emotional regulation significantly. In the same example I just talked about, if you are a meditator regularly, meditators sort of increase their awareness, and then in that awareness, it helps you to recognize that, okay, this time you did not get a hike does not mean that you will not get every time. In that awareness, it helps you to disconnect from the past event where you're reliving the past, that experience of what your friend told or that newspaper article told. You try to disengage from them, de-link yourself from that. And so you'll only live this event and also disconnect from it very quickly because you have this awareness. Awareness brings a lot of emotional control, emotional regulation. 8 weeks of meditation, 30%, 25% increase in the volume of that emotional regulation part of the brain, which is called the amygdala. There is a center called amygdala. And then they saw in 8 weeks of meditation, 30% increase in the neural network capacity. And as a result, you got a lot more awareness now. Our brain response increased by 50%. That means that when an event occurs, before we react to it, before we think of something else related and feel more bad about it or more good about it, it's increased the capacity to respond pretty quickly by 50%. So your awareness, your alertness increased by 50% to not act the same way as you did before. Now, all of this you have to apply, dear friends. Go back to the original principle of thoughts and feelings create a reality. So you have to constantly check what feeling you're carrying yourself, right? And the feelings are driven through the past programs. And so I'm coming there. So when your emotional regulation is good, then automatically you are keeping in check of what kind of feeling you're going through your body, what kind of memories you're pulling. And so you have to stay away from the past. When you have good emotional regulation, then you're able to stay away from the past, right? So it's a lot of cases on the right side listed here, right? If you're getting triggered by coworkers, just because they did something, you get another side triggered, right? You get annoyed because your spouse, your family, anybody says something, you get irritated, you get annoyed. So emotional regulation, derailing means when you do these tasks, any task you're doing, if you get derailed by your emotion, then you don't have good emotional regulation. If you get derailed, that means you're suddenly doing something and you're knocked out of that work. Either you get angry, you get run away from there and you shout differently and sort of don't do that work anymore and you go on to do something completely different, right? Traffic jams. You suddenly were there listening to the songs and traffic jam started And then so you start, feeling frustrated. You start making comments about government, this, that. You completely forgot about the beautiful song you're listening, right? And some driver cuts across you while driving, and you just literally agitated. You start shouting at that person. You may be having a conversation with your spouse there, but suddenly you completely shift. You forget the conversation. Now you start shouting at the person. You say how people are jerks and how they do this and they have common sense and it's so much danger to me and this and that, right? So the behavior, so all of these, dear friends, sort of change, knock us out of our emotional balance. And when your emotional balance is knocked off, that means then you are potentially going through a very unpleasant past memories and reliving. And that sort of puts a break towards what you're really looking for, because then that's negative energy, that low energy. So meditation, number one, is fundamental. Meditation is a great tool. In the first step of changing the thoughts, meditation is a great tool to enable ourselves to be aware of our thoughts and to drop all the unwanted thoughts. That's why we do meditation. In the manifestation science, meditation is a great first step to understand and do this meditation. Let's go through a meditation process quickly. I know we have 30% are new here. So the reason we have this longer session is that we have some more science to cover. I'm trying to cover some ground for you. So there is a basic understanding of what meditation can do, and also get to explain how thoughts create reality. We shall understand that also, so a little bit scientifically. One, we are saying the premise thoughts create reality is there. So we have to work on making sure that all negative thoughts are gone away, and then we're able to put positive thoughts into our mind. So to drop all the negative thoughts, and then we have to have a great emotional regulation, drop all negative thoughts, meditation, first step, right? So meditation is very, very simple. Meditation is a process to empty the mind. We have those thousands of thoughts. We've got to empty the mind to slowly get rid of those thoughts. And if you practice this meditation for 3 weeks regularly, then you are, in many cases, you are disconnecting from many of the past programs, past beliefs, past memories. 3 weeks, if you regularly do, right? And so to empty the mind, what you do is very, very simple. You observe your natural breath. You observe the natural, normal breath. So let me share this slide so that you understand this process of meditation. I will. Yes. So as you see in this picture, the process of meditation requires that you sit comfortably in a chair, on a seat, on a sofa, on the floor, cross-legged, fingers into fingers, resting hands comfortably in your lap, eyes closed. If you're wearing specs, remove the specs. And what do you have to do? You have to observe our normal, natural breath. So sit comfortably in that posture, any of those postures. Spine need not be erect. It need not be erect, right? And then observe your normal, natural breath. Where do you observe? Anywhere in the nose, preferably in the middle of the eyebrows. You take this point and then observe, breath is going in and breath is coming out. So when you observe your breath, slowly the mind becomes empty. When you observe your breath, anywhere in the nose, natural breath, slowly mind becomes empty. As the mind is becoming empty, over a period of time, slowly, we start going away from all of those unwanted, useless thoughts that are there, are the unwanted memories, slowly, over a period of time. So as the mind is becoming empty, we start experiencing greater emptiness, and all emptiness is energy. So you may have some sensations in the body. We'll have some feelings in the body or in the mind. In a process of meditation, when you're emptying our mind by observing the breath, slowly thoughts come down, mind is empty. And as the mind is empty, we experience energy. We receive energy. It's called cosmic energy. If we receive that energy, so we may have some sensations in the body. We want to sit with them and be through them. But this meditation, when we practice regularly, is able to control our mind, is able to get rid of all the unwanted thought, and is able to bring us the best emotional regulation automatically just by doing it. So first we get better with our thought process. And the second thing that happens in this meditation is that when you regularly meditate, because it is removing all unwanted thought, we only have what is really required. Say that 95% is unwanted. Out of the thousands of thoughts, if 95% is taken out, you do your math, right? If 50% of the 50,000 thoughts are there, if 95% are unwanted, what is the number that is? 5% is left, which are really good for you. That means how many? Out of the 50,000, 47,500 are unwanted, right? Only 2,500 thoughts. Symbolic, I'm saying symbolic. So very few are left out, everything else is removed. And so then when you have very few left, then your energy is all onto them. Every thought is energy. So every time you think of a thought, you dissipate energy. So when unwanted thoughts have gone away, and so what is really left is there. So all your energy, which is otherwise getting dissipated, waste uselessly, is now put towards this that is there. And so where your attention goes, there the energy flows, manifestation happens. Is a quantum principle. So there is more energy. So meditators become single point focused minded. So they have a great focused mind, and as a result, on one side, remove unwanted thought. Another side, you are focused towards putting your attention on what you want. Thoughts create reality, so things start happening. Right, friends? So I would like us to meditate briefly. And this process of meditation is called breath mindfulness meditation or Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. It comes from Gautama Buddha. Nearly 1 in 2 people in the world who meditate use this technique, observing your natural breath. One of the most simplest techniques, that is the reason I adopted this technique, is I learned from a master called Patriji, Brahmarshi Pitamaha, founder of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. He simplified this so much. He simplified the concept of this whole manifestation so much, the meditation so much, that all we have to do is to observe your natural breath, which is from Gautama Buddha, but then simplified to only just observing the breath is sufficient to get all the miraculous results. Observe the breath and visualize during wakeful time. Observe the breath, dream. If we do these 2 things, dear friends, automatically things start happening for us. At a simplest level, that's all we have to do. Before we do this process, we do something called heart elevation. The heart elevation method is essentially saying that when you feel good in your heart, suppose you are angry, then your heart feeling is that you have this anger feeling. When you are angry or when you are frustrated, when you feel victimized, any of these emotions cause the heart to go out of balance, out of sync. So we all know it. In an anger situation or in a fearful situation, heartbeat changes, right? And when you fear, heart suddenly pumps up, right? Quite a bit. It really beats pretty fast. So when we have these lower emotions, what we call in the lower emotions, heart is not beating, it's not coherent. And the research has recently proven that when heart is coherent, that means it beats very well. And it happens when you live a heightened emotion, higher emotion like love, friendliness, gratitude, compassion, kindness. Suppose you are being kind to somebody, you're doing an act of kindness to somebody. You are helping somebody and you feel empathetic to them. You feel very compassionate, so you're giving some help. Somebody help you, feel very grateful to them. There is, a child is there, you are giving that love to the child. You feel, that happiness with the child. So whenever you do those, your heart is coming back to normalcy. Whenever you have this frustrating, anxious, worrisome, fearful emotions, heart is going off. When heart is going off, our body immunity is going down. When heart is normal, beating very well, coherent, then our immunity is going high one side, but it's also helping to increase the power of thought significantly. So this heart process is a beautiful process that we're going to apply in our meditations to increase the power of thought, number 1, and also to increase our immunity, number 2. And then this heart elevation process also helps the brain to slow down. You see, if I'm very stressful, brain is active. And the moment I can bring up a nice emotion into our heart, automatically brain cools off. So what is an emotion? That's why people say, hey, when you're really things are not going great, they're saying, okay, go and play with a child, take a pet, play with the pet, or go take a walk in nature, right? Or listen to some music, right? We tell all of these things because they immediately do what? They change the mood. They lift the mood. Changing the mood means changing a feeling in your heart from feeling of very low to, something better, something higher, maybe peace, maybe calmness, maybe love, maybe that, nice playfulness, adventure activity with that pet, right? All of these sort of make you feel suddenly elevated, right? And when you're elevated, automatically, then then you are increasing your body energy, your thought power, your brain is also slowed down. When you're elevated, automatically brain cools down. So we are doing this process in our meditation. Before we start the meditation, we do this process for a few minutes, and then we go into this meditation. Let me quickly cover a little bit about concept of brain coherence and heart coherence. So what I mentioned here, if you see this chart, the top graph is when heart rate, where you're experiencing frustration, anxiety, and stress. It's called incoherent heart rhythm pattern. So negative attitudes and emotions like frustration, anxiety cause chaotic heart rhythms. It leads to a lot of ill health because it leads to a lot of emotion, chemicals like cortisol in the blood. And so ill health, no sleep and all that, right? And then so more and more stress, and so less and less attention to what we want. So less and less manifestation, more and more in general failures in life, what we consider. On the other hand, if we can enable ourselves with these positive attitudes, emotions like appreciation, right? Your gratitude, love, compassion. So you see the heartbeat is pretty regular, right? It is pretty uniform. Basically, the range it's going through is very much in a standard. There's no deviation here, pretty much standard. And when the heart is like this, it's called coherent state. And then heart is coherent. You have great immunity working in the body. You have higher energy. Now, this heart coherency, automatically, what they discovered is leads to brain coherency. That means brain also works uniformly. On the top right here, there's four circular pictures. There's a head, there's a brain of a person, right? So the left side person is non-coherent brain. Right side person is a coherent brain. Coherency in brain means all areas of the brain work well. Our brain has a lot of regions: thinking, learning, decision-making region, cognitive imagination region. Like that, and there are many regions are there. And all the regions work together. And so then you are coherent, so you can get maximum work done. Think of this example. You're in an orchestra. If there are 10 musicians and each of them sort of play their own thing. And so 2-3 of them not even playing, and 7 of them are just play their own thing. What do you get? Do you get any reasonable good music, or is all chaos? Everybody's doing their own thing. So whoever is very strong, maybe that is heard to the participants, it's total chaos, total mess. That's exactly what happens when the brain regions don't cooperate well and they don't work well. Then our performance is pretty poor. Whereas the brain regions all cooperate well, then the performance is pretty high. So brain coherence is important. And when the brain coherence is greatly improved, dear friends, with this meditation technique that we're going to practice, right? The enormous benefits: increased intelligence, increased learning, improved grade point average, emotional stability, decreased anxiety. So many, many things happen when a brain coherency is achieved. And what they found is if your heart is coherent, brain coherency is getting faster. And when you meditate, your brain coherency is deep. So we're going to use these three processes. I want to emphasize, we use this process: heart coherence, heart elevation process, and then we are doing Ana-Pana-Sati process. These two things we will do as part of our meditation in every meditation we're going to do. Right, friends? So at this time, I would like us to go through a meditation, and then we'll understand some more concepts after meditation. I'm going to play music and also guide for our meditation. Those of you who've been practicing, you know what it is going to be like. But so I'll be guiding gently and also be playing music so that you can go into the empty states. Now, this is process. Since some of you are newcomers, we do this process with the eyes closed. And then so do not open your eyes for the whole duration, until the time I say, you may open your eyes at this time. Until that time, however tough it might appear, like, don't open your eyes. And it's not that difficult. It's very simple. As what did I say? The technique itself is what? Just observing your natural breath, right? That's all. You're sitting nicely, comfortably closed like this, relaxed, and observe your breath anywhere in the nose, preferably here. Just observe. As you observe, you will notice slowly breath is lighter, shorter. As the breath is becoming lighter and shorter, thoughts are also slowly coming down. And as thoughts are coming down, you experience great emptiness around. Be with it. Be in that state of emptiness. Our goal is to stay in that empty state of mind for as long as you want. When you stay in an empty state of mind for long as you want, a lot of brain is changing structurally, a lot of things happening, right? We'll understand this later, but it's a lot of things happening. So being in that emptiness for a long time, and in case you get thoughts, attention back to the breath again. When you recognize your thinking, attention back to the breath, again, observe the breath. Again, slowly in a few seconds to minutes, you'll go into thoughtless state and then be in that state again. Again, it gets broken with thought. So you keep repeating. It is natural that we all will have thoughts. And so we recognize it and then so immediately put our attention back to the breath. Don't be harsh on yourself, friends, particularly newcomers or even seniors. Don't be harsh on yourself if the only thing is that you feel like you just be in thought and thought and thought. It is okay. It is natural. Things will get better. All right. So relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Second, I need to get that. Relax your body. With your eyes closed, dear friends. Dear friends, with your eyes closed, specs removed, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your breath and on your sacred heart. With a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Breathe more of that slow, long, relaxing breath and feel your heart center, your sacred heart, that seat of all emotions. Feel it. With a greater love for life, with a greater passion for life, feel more of that beautiful heart, that rhythm and beat of your heart, dear friends. can you recollect an experience from your life, from your past or present, where you felt enormous love, joy, gratitude, compassion, or any of the elevated emotions, and relive that memory at this time and feel that energy. Just relive that moment of love, of joy. And elevate yourself, dear friends. The more we experience love, joy, gratitude, the more we become one with all things and everybody. We are all deeply interconnected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy, intricately connected with each other. Love is the way. Gratitude, compassion are all the ways to become coherent with all things and everybody. Feel it, dear friends. Feel that energy. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Allow yourself to become totally empty. And as your mind is empty, can you become aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. When we empty our mind of all thought, we experience that greater emptiness all around. We forget everything about ourselves, our environment, the people, places. And we experience greater emptiness. Feel it. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, dear friends, the more you rewrite the programs in your subconscious mind. The more greater you become. If you find yourself distracted in thought, go back to observing your breath, dear friends, and allow yourself to find that emptiness all around. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. This is the unlimited quantum energy field. Everything you have ever experienced or will experience is here in this field as limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this energy as no body, as no thing, the more you create those possibilities into your life. Allow yourself to stay connected to that emptiness, to that energy. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, to this energy, dear friends, the more miraculous you become. Go deeper and deeper into yourself, dear friends. Friends, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, your friends, your family, your colleagues. Gratitude to all the things you use, the technology, the places you visit, your companies, your governments, your systems. Deep gratitude to this grand nature, to yourself, and to this intelligent universe for allowing us to experience so much more in this life. Relax your body. Feel your body. Let your autonomous nervous system repair your body. As you relax, And slowly, whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then you may open your eyes. Okay, friends. Hope you enjoyed that session. First timers, congratulate yourself. You meditated for 35 minutes already. Is that difficult? Or is that easy? Easy. Okay, I like the attitude. Wonderful. Before we go into the next part, I want to say a little bit about what happens in meditation. When we empty our mind of all thought, now every thought is about a person or a place or a thing. A person, place, thing. Think about it. This event is about all of us. The places are all your places where you live, I live, everybody. The things that are involved are the laptops, mobile phones, and everything, right? Your houses, this all are included. So when you think about this event, then this all is involved. You think about your admission, first day, the college is involved, all sort of people are involved. So it's always about a person, place, or a thing. Person is equal to living beings, so take that. Right? Things, places, and living beings are there. Now, what happens when you remove the thoughts? You are removing all of them, right? If you remove the thoughts, means you're removing your people, everybody known to you. Remove the places, everything you're removing, including the earth, sun, everything. Removing things, you're removing the sun, removing everything that's out there. So what are you left with when you remove everything out there? Suppose your room, you remove the furniture one by one, the chairs, everything is removed. Slowly you remove the walls, you remove the house, you remove like that, you go about removing Bangalore and then remove this. So what are you left with? We're left with emptiness, right? And if say, suppose sun is there, you remove sun also, because all things have been removed, because sun is a thought again, right? So if you remove the thought, so the notion of sun doesn't exist, the notion of matter does not exist. So we are completely removing the notion of concept of matter. When the matter is removed, what you're left with is emptiness. Quantum physics says that we are 99.99% empty. There are only 0.01% matter. And this very thought is about that 0.01% matter. So we're removing that 0.01% matter also. So what we experience, dear friends, in meditation, when we go empty, we experience this emptiness. When we empty of thought, we experience total emptiness. And that total emptiness is energy. That's what quantum field calls quantum energy field. Everything first is energy. From energy comes matter. Through thought and observation. Everything is energy. Energy comes from energy comes matter. So in meditation, when we are emptying ourselves of all thought, then we are experiencing emptiness is equal to energy. And so that energy translates into various kinds of experiences. like body sensations, lightness, heaviness, movements of the body, visions, disappearance of the body or a body part, colors, visions, feelings, many things will come. And they all are good experiences that, yes, we have gone through an empty state of mind. That's what it means. Some people may not have experienced anything at all in this session. Does not mean that your meditation is not good. It is only that you're just not feeling it. Instead, you have received that energy, but just not felt it. So I want to ask, and when I ask you these questions, I would like you to, since there is a good percentage of people who are less than 1 week, right? I'm asking some questions so you sort of anchor this meditation very deeply. The experiences that you might have got is what I would like to know. So I'm asking, how many of you felt? I'm going to put a chart also. How many of you felt lightness in your body? I'm going to put this chart, but what I would like you to do as I ask the questions, if you can write in the chat whatever that you felt, if you've experienced lightness in the body or in any part of the body, say yes, lightness, right? Lightness. Did you feel heaviness in the body? Head, maybe legs, maybe hands, maybe the whole body was very heavy. Did you feel movements of the body? Body moving left side, right side, forward, backward, head is coming down, drooping down, right? Did anybody feel pains? There is some kind of a deep pain, maybe leg, maybe somewhere, anywhere. It could be hand, right? Some kind of pains. Okay. Anybody felt some kind of a whirling sensation, rotating sensation, or floating, as if you're just lifting up, your body is lifting up, or whirling, your body is rotating physically, or you just feel that whirling sensation, but you're not really rotating. Okay, whirling head, perfect. Non-existence of the body, that's great. So any organ not appearing, you feel like it's disappeared. Typically the fingers, the way you lock them, or the whole hands. In many cases, entire body below the head. If you felt that as if legs do not exist, your part of the brain did not exist, that's non-existence of the body and organ. Everybody see colors? Colors, blue, green, yellow, purple, red, any color. It could be black. Just seeing some colors as you are meditating, some colors coming and going, coming, going. Okay. What about visions? Anybody see sceneries, snow mountains, or you're seeing people, you're seeing some gods, goddesses, any kinds of stuff, hills, okay. Feelings. Anybody felt some kind of laughter, crying, tears, anything, right? Some intense feeling that's coming into you. Something that you feel like, okay, happy, tears. Wow, this group is great. You're just rolling so many answers here. And somebody not having any experience at all. Right? Sparkling light, cool. All right. So that's great. So everything, and so those who do not have any experience at all, it's very possible. But all of those are experience of energy that we face, we receive, and that energy translates to some kind of an experience that you're not normally used to in your wakeful time. So it means that we have gone into empty states of mind. It means that the process started working for us. The meditation process started working for us where we are receiving energy. Every meditation for everybody is always good. Some feel the experiences, some don't. And why am I asking these questions? Basically, when you experience these, don't pull yourself back thinking that something unusual is happening for you. It is all good. So remember, you're only doing a simple relaxation by closing your eyes and naturally observing your breath. You're not even manipulating your breath. So nothing can go wrong. All right? Nothing can go wrong. only all good will come. When we are experiencing intense feeling, a lot of suppressed emotions come out. So you just live through it. You feel like crying, don't hold yourself back. Cry your heart out. You feel like shouting, just do it. Right? Don't hold your back. Now you're also at home, not even in a hall. So easy to do. Right? So meditation pulls out all those suppressed feelings. Meditation sort of clears the energy blocks. That's why you feel pain. If pain is there, don't think it's unusual. It is okay. And then what comes in meditation goes away. So just what do you want to do? You want to go through them. Be a witness to them. Do not interpret, hey, what is this suddenly here? My hands are not there. What's happening? Am I really there, not there? And then you open your eyes. Don't do that. They're all common. So just be a witness and let the magic begin. So just understand, okay, let me see what's happening. And that's all because, dear friends, we are forgetting the matter. So that means we're forgetting about a body. Our body is transforming into that energy body. We have 7 bodies. That's a deeper subject. But we're becoming that energy field, the quantum field, that emptiness, all that exists out there. It's called the quantum field. That's what we experience in meditation. The first experience of these will tell us that we are a lot more than the body. We have a lot more potential. We have unlimited potential. And for that, first we have to believe that I'm beyond the body, and this is the first experience that one may see, to feel that okay, something more is there. And that's when a lot of things start coming together for manifestation. Manifestation sort of fundamentally helps us to understand that we have unlimited potential inside of us. We are a greater being, this whole consciousness, this energy that we are. And so I can manifest from the power of a larger power of me, not just an individual power of me. That's another concept. So just moving from here, so I'm glad that we got this behind. So tomorrow onwards, when you're doing another meditation, you want to go through the experiences as if there are some magical things happening and be a witness to them and go forward, right? So I want to bring up a very important concept at this time. Very important. Quantum physics model of creation. So at a broad level, we understood manifestation requires that you change your thought and feeling. You be focused on what you want. Thoughts create reality. So you be focused on exactly what you want. If I can be focused on my business growth, my promotion, only that, nothing else, right? If I can be focused on it with a lot of feeling, really as if it's happening, then by definition, I must manifest that into my life, right? So for that, we said a lot of distractions of thought. So I need to put them aside. A lot of beliefs, I need to put them aside. So we are basically doing meditation as a foundational anchoring. So to understand how do thoughts create reality. So there are 3 principles in this year that we explore. We are not the body, we are consciousness divine. We have infinite power in us. And our one-point mind helps us to realize this power, create things. So now we are going beyond to understanding some more principles here. We're not the body, we are consciousness, we are that energy, we are higher, something bigger than the body. Those of you who have read some scriptures, there is something called Aham Brahmasmi. That means I am that creator. Now, all these statements do not exist for nothing, right? There's got to be some meaning. And so we are exploring those statements now through meditation. I was fascinated when I started exploring these, even though I'm a computer scientist. And of course, from Bits Pilani, you're very, very scientific temperament. You want to really, really believe things. And so I started exploring neuroscience, quantum physics, and epigenetics, and some kind of psychology. And you put all of this together, you know that, yes, everything that has been said in the past is perfectly true. Yad bhavam tad bhavati is true. What we think and feel is what becomes. And so the more scientific understanding you have, the more you believe in it, you stop questioning, you stop doubting, and from there comes the placebo effect to start creating things. You get what I'm saying? Are you with me? So we have this unlimited power, and then our one-point minded. How do we become one-point minded? With meditation. helps us realize that power and create things, because we stay focused like a magnifying lens. Magnifying lens focuses rays, right? And so it can burn paper. Like that, we become one point, a single point focused. All right. So let's look at this a little more deeply. There is some parallels here. The quantum physics is saying we are tiny matter, more energy. Spiritual science, that principle is that we are not the body, we are consciousness divine. The corresponding quantum physics statement is we are little matter in our body, we are all energy. Then quantum physics also goes about saying that we are unlimited possibilities and potential. That means there is anything that we can create. Even if I'm very poor right now with my finances, that I don't have any money to invest, to create a business, the quantum physics is saying there is any possibility. That means whatever you can think is possible to be created. So if I say I'm becoming a rich person with 1 crore money, it's possible to be created because it is unlimited. That means infinite possibilities. A possibility is any kind of thought, any kind of experience that you can think of and that exists. Because it's all an energy, it exists. From energy comes matter. That's what it is saying. Because the first statement is we are tiny matter, little matter, more energy. Third one is our observation manifests a possibility. Our observation, our attention creates a possibility. That's what it is. Third one is saying. Right. You're not able to see properly? Full contains what? Why would that happen?
No, sir, we can see the full screen actually.
You can see? Okay, so somebody else challenge then. Okay. All right. So these 3 principles that we explore. So first, we are emptiness. We are not matter. We are more. We are actually energy. That's what quantum physics is saying. Second, it's saying in that energy, there is anything that what you want to experience is there already as an experience, as energy. It's like this. Suppose you take water and then you put energy to it. What happens? It becomes vapor. Just because it became vapor, can we say that water doesn't exist now? It is there as a vapor, right? If the vapor is condensed, it'll become water again, isn't it? We know that. That's how the clouds get formed, right? So just because we don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. We know that the water exists in the form of vapor. When you condense it, that means you reduce the vibration, it becomes water. Exact same principle, different. This invisible energy field that exists is saying everything is there. Like vapor, it is exists, not seen. Whatever that you want to experience is there. You want to just collapse that. I want to create it into matter by reducing its vibration. How do you do that? It's saying our observation, your attention. When you put your attention on it, then slowly it starts becoming matter. It reduces vibration. That's what it's saying. So how is this possible? So they've said, so before I go further, dwell deep into the quantum physics, this statement, our intent. So if our observation creates possibility, that means your attention, your drishti, our intents, often whatever you think and feel, whatever you want to have, often is not happening, is because we have a limited state of being. What is limited state of being? We keep constantly think limit of ourselves, low of ourselves, less of ourselves. We say, I'm not good. We say, this person is not good. We say, because of them, I don't get it. Because of my college, they don't let me do it. Because of my office, then I'm not able to create it. Because of my home family holding me back, I'm not able to do it. So we constantly limit ourselves, thinking that, okay, it's about the people or environment is causing me to not do things. We are conditioned, we are brainwashed, so we already feel that way. That is called limitation. The previous statement in the previous slide said, we have unlimited potential, but we by default think people are not letting us do, or I don't have that enough quality. My parents did not give me enough opportunity, so I am this now. So we limited ourselves. That is called the state of being. That means how you think and feel about yourself in each situation. Or nighttime, it is unsafe to go. You already limit yourself. Because of that, then a lot of times you don't even explore nighttime. And as a result, perhaps you're not going to miss many opportunities, right? Because you just don't go out. So by elevating our thoughts and feelings, we can change our state of being, manifest our intent. So we need to change our state of being by having a different thought, different feeling. How do you get? You got to learn more, evolve, more elevated, more knowledge, more wisdom. If you read autobiography, Bill Gates, then you know that how a student who dropped out of the college but is able to go about becoming the greatest visionary of all times with, creating this whole IT industry. The computers got created, right, with Bill Gates. A lot of credit is given to him. A person who is normal, otherwise ordinary, but became, without having a great degree, is able to do it. So when you read these autobiographies of people, then you recognize and say, oh, so if they are able to do it, I can do it, because they had something. What did they have? They always dreamt. They always had elevated thoughts. They never limited themselves, saying that I am this, I am not, I cannot do that. So by being in the present moment, by recognizing the unlimited potential that we have, we work with it through the practice of meditation, we can change our state of being to become very positive, become miraculous. This is the key takeaway. That means we have to change inside out how we think and feel every day about our traffic, about governments, about our companies, about people around us, our family, our friends, about yourself. You got to change all of that to think and say, I am that miraculous being. I can create things. Everything is possible. If Mother Teresa can do, I can do. If my colleague can do it, I can do. My classmate was then the same like me, is already established in there, I can become that. My friend is now doing this non-profit, doing so much service, so happy, I can be that too. So like that, we can take inspiration and we can change too, and then change the state of being to be something positive. That's the key takeaway from this. Before I go further, I want you to, whatever you learned, write a message or turn to somebody, a friend, and then tell what you learned so far. In the last few minutes, including a meditation session. Hey, I did my first meditation. It's beautiful. In this meditation experience. So whatever you experienced in the last few minutes, write that message to your friend. Potentially it might change their life. One takeaway, right? If my observation is creating possibility, or my thoughts are creating my reality. One takeaway, you can write that. In the chat to your friend, to yourself, to anybody. So is Pradeep is there? Not there.
No, sir. Pradeep is not there.
Okay. As you're writing, I want to know if any of the meditators here who have used these techniques to manifest, is anybody who would like to share an experience of manifestation? Right here. Okay, go ahead.
So we have got Priyamvada.
Yeah. Please go ahead, Priyamvada.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir. So a few days back, on 31st of November, my mother was ill. My mother fell ill. And the very next day, she had to go to Puri to visit the temple, Jagannath temple, and also to attend a conference. So, and she was ill, so I didn't wanted her to go. It so happened that I was thinking about it on 31st. I was thinking about it, that how will she go? I don't want her to go. Please don't go. So I was constantly thinking. And the very next day, on 1st December, what happened? That in the morning, I was asking her, "How are you feeling?" So she's okay. I'll go. I'm ready to go. Reservations were done. Everything was perfectly fine. But I didn't wanted her to go. So just half an hour after half an hour, my father received a message that the conference has been cancelled and they should be staying here only in our native place. So they cancelled their plan, even though she wanted to go, but she was not well. So I didn't wanted her to go, and their plan got cancelled. Thankfully, she got rest that day, and the next day as well. She's perfectly fine now. So yeah, I manifested that. But after what happened after a few days, there was a cyclone. Okay, so there was a cyclone, and the day was very, very, very foggy. And I wanted a sunny day that day. That day was my brother's birthday, and I love sunny days. So I just wished, oh God, please make it sunny. And what I saw that after 11 o'clock, everything, all the fog were lifted. There were no clouds, and it was very pleasant and sunny day. So yeah, these are the small things I am manifesting. But yeah, I am experienced that they are coming true.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nice. How long have you been meditating?
I have been meditating since 25th of October, since I joined Ivan Tech. Before that, I also used to meditate. But I used to meditate around 2014. So I used to meditate back then, but continuously I'm meditating since 25th of October.
Wonderful. Great. So conference got cancelled, huh? So many people have to change their plans too.
Yes.
We have to be clear what we are wishing for, right?
But there was a cyclone too.
This is good. So you feel it's good. Good for everybody.
Yes.
Nice. Wonderful. So you have so much power to do larger things too. Thank you. One more.
So we have Mulla and Dad. Yeah.
I'm myself Mulla and Dad from Ivan Tech Solutions, GTP 44 batch, ma'am. Hi, good evening, ma'am. And good evening, Chandra sir. I attended the last 21-day program, WOW, from Buddha CEO WOW Space meeting. I came to know after doing meditation what is manifestation plus visualization is equal to meditation. Am I right, sir?
Right.
Manifestation plus visualization is equal to meditation.
Yes.
I'm now successful after doing meditation. I'm now successfully going attending my Zoom cloud meetings of Ivan Tech Solutions from Pozili, Prakasham district. My father is a government teacher in nearby high school, sir. Works as a government teacher in nearby high school. I am BTech Civil Engineering, sir, but I'm learning. I'm new to the IT sector, but I'm now successfully listening my classes. I'm attending the 90 days program, sir, general training program, which is
What is your manifestation experience?
very nice, sir. I'm successful. Very nice.
Okay.
MD.
Thank you. Yeah. I want specific manifestation experience if we have. Okay. Thank you.
Usha ma'am, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening. Actually, I have been attending this meditation session right from 2nd of December. It is arranged by my company, Star Health and Allied Insurance.
Okay.
And Mr. Rakesh is actually doing this course. And we are actually, it is a sort of path-breaking course. That's what we feel. And what I actually, even before I was introduced to meditation, some time back, some 10 years back, when I was working in Cochin. I was staying in Trivandrum, and I was commuting every week to Cochin. So on a Monday, when I was actually going to Cochin, my bus got broke down, and I was practically stranded on the road. I had to attend a meeting exactly at 10 o'clock. So I was I don't know what to do. So I started because at the time I didn't know about this manifestation. I know only about praying. So I was just praying so hard that I was just wishing that someone who knows me, they should come, they should pass by that road so that I can get this thing from them. So what happened was, within 5 minutes, one car actually, it passed by, and then it reversed, and they stopped just next to me. Then he asked me, "Madam, are you working in this particular company?" I said, "Yeah, I have met you in one of the conference. I'm going to Cochin. Are you come? Why are you standing on the road? Are you coming? I'm also going that side only." So immediately I told him, "You are actually my God today." I said, "Actually, I was not planning to come this side. I was planning to take another route, but somehow there was heavy traffic in the other route, and my wife only told me, why can't we go in this route?" So luckily, I think that particular manifestation, which I was just praying, that only brought him to that particular road, and and he told me he also had to attend another meeting at 10 o'clock, and he knew some shortcut routes. And he had actually taken me exactly at 9:58. He dropped me at the conference venue. I will never forget that particular experience.
Wonderful, madam. Your observation absolutely right. When we do the prayer with sincere intent, with a feeling, without doubt is a key, right? That is essentially sending a strong signal out. It's not that everybody needs meditation to manifest, because a lot of times we manifest things, right? But now with meditation, things become more predictable. They happen. With meditation, when you empty yourself, then you understand the process of not at all having any negativity, and once I take it out, because it works in opposite direction. And then you use this technique of visualizing and dreaming, which you accelerate a lot more. And so, yes, prayer has its absolute place in that sense. But it is a lot more clear when you understand scientifically the whole process of manifestation with meditation, then it's a lot more powerful. Right? 1:1,000 or 1:100,000. But great, I'm glad that you're attending you're in the Star Health program. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Actually, not only myself, my husband is also attending the same program.
Yes, meditation is universal. Everyone,
yes.
I'm so glad that we're all attending from home so that the whole family can meditate.
Definitely, definitely. It's really, I should thank Buddha CEO for giving us this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sudhir, you stay there. I want to come back to the subject and then go back to you again. All right? Okay, so friends, we are talking about establishing an important, this thoughts create reality. Do you want to know about it, or should we skip this topic? Do you want to know more about how thoughts create reality, or you all know that, yes, you don't have any doubt about it, so we don't need to learn? What do you want to do? Do you want to know? Yes, you want to know. Some more S's, yes. Then we will know. Okay. So here is some understanding, right? Every time I think about this, I talk about it, it sort of makes me so empowered, What is empowerment? Empowerment is that getting that power from inside and say, wow, that's it. It is so simple. My very thought is making things possible. There is a master called Richard Bach. Richard Bach said, if you read his book called Illusions, if you are given a thought, only because you have a capability to live it. You are given a thought only because you are capable to live it. If I decode it, suppose you are reading an article about Narendra Modi ji. Then you say, oh, it'd be nice to become Prime Minister. If that thought entered to your mind that it'll be nice to become Prime Minister, that means you are ready, you have the capability to become Prime Minister. It is that powerful. Sometimes we think that way, right? But many times we don't think that way. So maybe 10 years ago, you never even thought about becoming a Prime Minister. But now, if you've gotten 10 years ago, if suppose you're working in a company, you never think of becoming a CEO. You only wanted a project. But now if you're thinking, hey, I would like to be, what would it be like being a CEO? That means you are ready for it. Recognize it. This is so powerful. So you are given a thought or a wish only because you have the capability to live it. Now, what stops you from living? You just have to know the power of you, that thoughts create reality, and this is given to you. That means you are ready for it. You just have to work for it. You have to put your attention on it. And so then it can happen. So don't ever brush aside anything that comes as wild and say, hey, what am I thinking? I'm dreaming what? I was just wasteful thinking. It is not wasteful thinking. The things that are coming, especially wild ones, that means you are ready for it if you really want to have it. That's how you have to think about this. So we are less matter, more energy. First principle, right? That's what we said. Quantum physics principle, principle 1, we are less matter, more energy. Now, what does it mean? So this picture, you have two pictures here. Left side, one atom, right side, a wave. Little bit of physics you have to go through, okay? You're going to brush up some of your topic concepts a little bit. So this atom, if you see on the left side, other than those tiny spark dots that are there, and imagine there is a imaginary line circle drawn around here, in this around the star, right? And so if you see these sparks that are there are like the electrons and the nucleus, and so that part is what has weight. I mean, it weighs something like 0.0000 some nanograms. Everything else is what? Emptiness, right? In that picture, everything is empty, except those dots where that are called electrons, and the center is nucleus, a proton, neutrons, they are there. So those have some weight, mass, everything else is empty. So by looking at this atom, approximately it is like a 1.5 inch radius circle, right? And looking at this atom, what do you think? How much of it is empty and how much of it has got actual mass? If I ask you, this circle is there and that only tiny dots occupy matter, everything else is emptiness. So many people say 90%, 10%, 5%, not 10, not 90%, 80% like that, right? Because you see a lot of it is empty. But guess what? What quantum physics found is that it is 99 point so much percentage is empty. It's not 90, it is 99.9% empty. This has a lot of significance because this is an atom. And if an atom is so much empty, and see that number is so big, what you see on the screen. And for a moment, I ask you to round it off because it's so big, it is easy, it's difficult to pronounce. And when I ask you to round it, what do you get if you round it? If you round it, what do you get? You know what I'm saying? Asking you to round it. Come on. Somebody can answer. Yes, 100%. So you get 100%. So what is the statement saying? 100% of the atom is empty. Now, what is our body constitute of? Our body has atoms, right? How? My hands are there. What is the hand consists of? Cells, right? There are a lot of skin cells. There are muscle cells. There are bone cells. There are many things are there inside, isn't it? So there are cells are there. The chemical is cell again, right? Lots of hormones, blood is there. It's all say chemicals. The cell is there. They're all the cells. Now, what does the cell contain? Cell contains a lot of chemical compositions. So that's molecules, right? All the cells contain a lot of molecules. So multiple chemicals composition. Molecules contain atoms. So now atom is 100% empty. So if atom is 100% empty, will the molecule be 100% empty? Yes. And if the molecule is 100% empty, will the cell be empty? And if the cell is empty, is my hand empty? And if the hand is empty, and so all my organs, so what happens to my body? Is the body empty then? That's what it should be according to the quantum physics, right? That's the science. So fundamentally what it is saying is, dear friends, at micro level, we are inside, we are energy. They also proven that. They said these electrons that you see inside our atoms, they're vibrating as energy and matter 8 times per second. 8 times per second, our body is disappearing into energy and becoming matter, energy and matter. What is a practical example? Practical example is this light bulb. Do you know that light bulb actually is not a constant light, it is a flickering light? How many of you know that? Our light bulb is not constant light, it flickers. So we just that we don't recognize that it is flickering, instead it is continuous light. That's because it is flickering fast enough. The vibration, it is the frequency it's called, it's fast. And as a result, our naked eye cannot recognize it. So it only sees a continuous light, but actually becoming dark and then light, dark and light, and then it is happening. So similarly, our body is vibrating into energy and matter. All the electrons are doing that, but combined collectively, we don't recognize it because it's happening so fast. Then you may ask, why only we see matter, why not we see that energy? Because we are trained to see the matter all the time. Ever since you grew up, people have told you, hey, this is phone, this is cup, this is specs, this is your body, this is your shirt. Take care, be careful, that stairs are there. If you fall on the edge, you'll fall down. So everybody told us to concentrate on objects, right, matter. Nobody told us to put your attention onto that emptiness. Did anybody tell you? Hey, look at the space next to the staircase. Did anybody tell you that? Can you look at this space, emptiness inside this cup? Nobody told us to observe the emptiness. So our conditioned body is always, conditioned mind is always looking for solid items. So we only look at matter by default, right? That's why we are all constantly observing ourselves as matter, but in reality, we're also energy. So the first important principle, dear friends, I want you to understand is that everything in this, deep inside our body, we are emptiness. Now, if this atom is empty, that is energy, which is like the right side, right? So I want to establish the facts for you. Right? So as the right side is energy, so every atom is energy. Now that's my body. What about your body? You're also energy. What about somebody else, your friend? They're also energy. Now, what is energy that we know? They don't have boundaries, right? They just keep moving like that, what you see in the picture. It keeps traveling, right? Energy waves. Somewhere we have this radio wave station. Akashvani, Doordarshan is there. They release the radio waves, the waves travel, wherever they, without resistance, they keep going until the time, the atmosphere resistance sort of weakens the wave. So it keeps going. So same way, these energy waves are going of yours, mine, everything. And what happens? And all of them collide, right? They all mix up, intermix. So this is how a big field is formed. So it's a big field of energy waves everywhere, interconnected to each other. All of us are simply interconnected because by default, we are working as energy waves and they all are interconnected, dear friends. And we're all interconnected as energy waves combined to each other. And so then naturally you get the idea that we can communicate with each other also. That's why when I think about my mom, and if she's also paying attention, she'll suddenly pick up a phone and say, you get a phone call. And then you say, oh, I just now was thinking about you. How come you called me right now? I was thinking about you. 100 years for you, right? We say that it's because communication through energy is happening before we didn't think of physically doing it, dear friends. So the point is, we're a big field of energy waves everywhere, interconnect with each other. This is the same field in meditation we experience. In meditation, what happens? You're forgetting that your body, you're forgetting that the matter is there because thoughts are removed. Attention is removed. Thought is attention removed. So you experience this energy field. So that field is what? Connected to everything. So you experience yourself as this whole big field. Those of you practicing meditation, if you felt like a whole, as if you're connected to everything. Did any of you have that experience? You feel you are whole, you're connected to every people, places. You don't want to come out of the meditation because it's so good. If you felt any such experience, write it. Yes, you did. Okay. That's called wholeness experience. You feel as if you are the whole existence. All right. That's because that means you are experiencing, you truly become energy, you experience that whole energy. Okay. So the next thing, dear friends, is that we understand from this is, I just already explained it. First of all, everything is energy, is all connected. And then the electrons also that are there, they're also by default acting as energy and they're becoming matter, wave and particle. In quantum physics, some quantum physicists call it wavicle. Particle and wave combined wavicle. They call that, right? So it's energy, it's matter, energy and matter. But what is causing it to become matter is our observation. So by default, we think I am this Chandra, I am like this. By default, you're looking at staircase, you want to see it staircase, so you observe attention on it, so it becomes matter like that there, right? So you got to understand this at a micro level. Macro, slightly different properties, but it's all the same. So when observed, suburban particle becomes matter. The observation becomes matter. So meditation makes us one-point minded, and we can manifest matter. That means we create life experiences. Okay. So we're going, dear friends, we're going so deep fundamental, because in the beginning I made a statement, thoughts create reality, and I didn't say what thought, anything. It can be anything. So we have to go fundamental, because if I can create anything and everything, then it needs to be at a very grassroots level, right? That's why we're going at that level. So this simple experiment that they have done, and this is created by this quantum physicist called Fred Alan Wolf, beautifully explains how our observation, our attention creates a possibility, right? Just watch this video carefully and understand.
And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness, the infamous double slit experiment. To understand this experiment, we first need to see how particles, or little balls of matter, act. If we randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit. Now, if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right. Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of brightness on the back screen shows that intensity. This is similar to the line the marbles make. But when we add the second slit, something different happens. If the top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out. So now there is an interference pattern on the back wall. Places where the two tops meet are the highest intensity, the bright lines, and where they cancel, there is nothing. So when we throw things, that is matter, through two slits, we get this, two bands of hits. And with waves, we get an interference pattern of many bands. Good so far. Now, let's go quantum. An electron is a tiny, tiny bit of matter, like a tiny marble. Let's fire a stream through one slit. It behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through two slits, we should get, like the marbles, two bands. What? An interference pattern. We fired electrons, tiny bits of matter through. But we get a pattern like waves, not like little marbles. How? How could pieces of matter create an interference pattern like a wave? It doesn't make sense. But physicists are clever. They thought, maybe those little balls are bouncing off each other and creating that pattern. So they decide to shoot electrons through one at a time. There is no way they could interfere with each other. But after an hour of this, the same interference pattern is seen to emerge. The conclusion is inescapable. The single electron leaves as a particle, becomes a wave of potentials, goes through both slits, and interferes with itself to hit the wall like a particle. But mathematically, it's even stranger. It goes through both slits and it goes through neither. And it goes through just one and it goes through just the other. All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. But physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually goes through. They put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of two bands, not an interference pattern of many. The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched. And it was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange never-world of quantum events. What is matter? Marbles or waves? And waves of what? And what does an observer have to do with any of this? The observer collapsed the wave function simply by observing.
Okay. It took me 5 iterations to understand this video fully. So it is okay if you did not understand, right? No problem. But if you notice towards the end, it said, an observer collapsed the possibility. Basically, when they're throwing electrons, like balls, right? Marble balls. When you throw them towards straight line, if you're throwing straight, say you have a screen in front of you. If you throw straight, it must go and then put in a straight line, it must be there. But when they throw electrons, they saw that they're actually behaving like waves. Multiple bands are formed. Instead of one band or 2 bands, here 2 slits, 2 bands should be formed. But they saw so many bands. It's because they're going like waves all over, right? Remember, we said by default, electrons behaving like waves, and they become matter when somebody observes them. So that's what they're trying to prove here. So they're through electrons, by default, they're just going and behaving like a wave. So they're going all over, putting on the screen all over. But when they actually put somebody and said, wait a minute, I'm throwing electrons. So why is that so many bands are coming? I should see only 2 bands because 2 slits. So when they start seeing that way, then only 2 bands are there, right? So that's when quantum physics discovered, wow, this observed effect. That means what I think, what I look at, where is my attention is there. There I'm creating that possibility, I'm making that matter. So friends, this is a powerful observation experiment to now extrapolate to see what's happening with our events and life. An experience that we want in our life, everything ultimately is for an experience, right? You want a promotion. A promotion for what? You guys will give you extra money. So using which you probably can pay off loans, or you can buy that car or upgrade home. You want promotion because you get to do some bigger things. You get to travel. Suppose travel means an experience. Bigger things means more responsibility, right? You want promotion so that you get that feeling of that achievement power, something, whatever that is. You're seeking some experience why you want promotion for. You want a house. Why? You get a lot more comfortable. You have your own desk, study room. You got a bigger kitchen. You can cook. 2 people can cook together, right? You have a dining hall. So you have a bigger house. So when you want a house, you are looking for fundamentally insert some experiences, isn't it? Whatever that you want, behind that there's an experience you're seeking. What you're seeking is not the item. You're seeking an experience. You want a relationship because you want to do something with the relationship. What do you want a relationship for otherwise, right? You want, because you want to experience something. And so that experience is what always we are all seeking. So first step in this whole manifestation is you got to be clear about what is that why I want. Why am I wanting? What experience I want from this? Why do I need promotion? Why do I need 1 lakh salary per month? Why do I need to get married now? What's the need for having a husband? What's the need? Why do I need? What kind of person do I need? Why do I need a certain kind of person? Is it because somebody told me, or is it because I know what I want from it? First of all, you got to get clarity about it. That means you need to know what experience you're seeking from what you want. Okay. So once you know that, then you know that experiences. Now, what it's saying here is every experience is a physical event, right? It is physically happening. In the beginning, I said experience is nothing but people, places, things. So it's a combining of all of them. If people, places, things are made of atoms, so an experience is nothing but an appearance of those pattern of atoms or electrons, protons, all of them into your physical life. It's just a pattern of them, right? Your electrons, my electrons, and then here about 200 people electrons, all of that came together from different parts of the world. And then they all came collapsed into physicality as an event here right now, this manifestation workshop, this session today. Because you thought about it, you put your attention, I put my attention, my team put their attention. So we all put their attention. So we're able to collapse and create this experience or physical event. So everything happens that way. Think of it. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't have come here. Somebody forced you, you still agreed to it. And so you said, okay, that's fine, I'll come. Only then you could come. Otherwise, you won't come. You know that, right? Only when we agree, when we think about it, then we can have that happen. So every physical event is an experience. And everything that we want in our life has a whole set of experiences leads to. If we are clear about that experience, and then you can start projecting that experience, then it automatically comes. Projection means you observe, but it automatically comes. So our observation is thought and feeling and is an experience. And then they are coming through thought and feeling. That's really what we are going to conclude here today, friends. Through quantum physics experimentation, we conclude that whatever that we are experiencing in life, everything is an experience, is a physical event, and it comes from thought and feeling or attention on it, right? If you want promotion, you need to be clear about what experience of the promotion will lead you to and why you want it. And if you know what those are, and if you can list them, and if you can dream about them clearly, how much pay is raising for you, and then what are you going to do with that money? How much responsibility? What kind of responsibility are you seeking? What are you doing with it? What kind of travel you're looking for? So visualizing that you're traveling and visualizing all experience you want. If you can visualize behind a person, behind a promotion, then you are holding on to it, you're getting it, all right? So our meditation helps us to experience this quantum field of infinite possibilities. Because a big field, we said, what combination of electrons that we can put in there? Any combination of electrons, right? You have trillions of electrons, I have trillions of atoms, and everybody has. And we take any combination of them, and then that becomes an experience. Simple. So we say it is an infinite field of possibility. Infinite experience you can have. And whatever that you can think of, you can manifest. That's all it is, dear friends. So meditation is helping. I'm going to just skip this slide. Some of this will share with you. So establishing our thoughts and feeling theater of reality is essentially what we are saying, right? And I'm going to skip this because I covered this slide. How do we change your thoughts? So if your thoughts and feelings create reality, we have to be into elevated thought. If we move into an elevated thought, means a disastrous, a miraculous and positive thought. Patriji organized classified thoughts into 4: disastrous, negative, positive, and miraculous. If you can move into a positive thought or miraculous thought, and a miraculous thought is, for example, you might have gotten, right now you may be only, let's say, 50,000 rupees salary. Miraculously think and say, hey, my salary should become 2 lakh rupees per month. Normally, what will people think? Okay, another 10%. So 50 will become 55. Miraculously think, is it possible? The answer is yes, because the quantum field is not possible. So if you think miraculously about 2 lakhs, and then the thing is, you got to when you say 2 lakhs, you need to know why you want that much. What is the experience you seek? If you're clear about it, it's possible. It's miraculously thinking. I have, this serious backache. Everybody told me I can't heal. Thinking miraculous is that, hey, I've got this capability, I'm healing, and then absolutely I'll be back to normal, and then I'll do my marathon and my cycling and all that. And you can heal when you think that way. Cancer, you can heal. BP, you can heal. Sugar, you can heal. Anything can be done when you think miraculous. That's the whole idea of miraculous thinking. So we want to change our thoughts to positive and miraculous. Meditation helps us to do it, but there's also something else that helps us to do it. That is setting a vision. Setting clear goals. A vision and a goal that you are truly inspired. Suppose you're going to office every day, or you're doing the studies, right? And you're doing this. It's going and coming where you don't really get the kick, because suppose your heart is somewhere in learning music, learning dance, and actually giving performance. So if you have that, something that inspires you, you take that as a goal, and then you can actually do it no matter what your current situation is. And take a goal that inspires you. If your goal is to get promotion, you better be inspired about it. You're not asking for promotion because your friend got it. That's not inspiration. Inspiration is, why you want promotion. You want to make a difference to the company. You want to utilize that extra money to do some bigger things of life, bigger experience like travel, whatever. You got to really feel for it. So if you can set a clear goal and a vision for you, that is going to drive you up. When you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about it, right? We at Buddhist Foundation, we dream of a world, and it motivates us so much that every day we're looking for sharing that wisdom. It is our life. When I was running my company, it was my life for a few years, where I felt we need to make this successful because we're building a product. It's utilized by worldwide every company. So it would give us a kick that every time a Boeing used it, and a Goldman Sachs used it, a larger bank used it, HDFC Bank used it, it would give us feel satisfied because we did something meaningful. People are able to use it, right? So that you got to have a goal which drives you up to be with it, right? So if you have it, then you're going to put your attention, you're going to put your feelings onto it. So first step, dear friends, is to be clear about what you want. Have that set goal. So we're going to do tomorrow some work about setting a vision board. You're going to draw a canvas and you're going to write what's important for you. When you come tomorrow, you need to come up with a chart paper. If no chart paper, suddenly at least come with a white paper and then some color pencils, markers, so that you can draw your vision board in the morning session. We're starting at 5:30 a.m., not at 6:30 as it is wrongly conveyed. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start at 5:30 a.m. to draw our vision board. And from the vision board, very important things, you're going to put it on the board with your color pencils nicely. And then you are going to identify some core things, that goals that are required for you, and then identify what is important. And we're going to meditate on it. We're going to introduce this concept of visualization tomorrow morning. And then we're going to a next level of meditation, right? So in order to change our thoughts to a positive miraculous, meditation is one, because it removes all the unwanted negative thought. But then you need to plant positive thoughts. So that's your goal, a goal that inspires you, that goal that has a clear vision for you. I want to build my company to the next level. I want to land that admission into this college, because by doing there, I'm going to learn, I'm going to become this, and then I'm going to go my MTech and do something else. So you got to have some kind of roadmap. How do you get a roadmap? You got to do your homework of studying about it, read about it, whatever that you want to achieve, read about it, learn more, so you get more clarity to form a goal, right goal. Okay. So meditation gives you clarity for goal setting. And when we have a vision and we're going to dream about it, we call it what you call visualization. We'll learn this tomorrow, dear friends. So this is one step, changing of thought and elevated thought. And then the second one, which is change your feeling or your beliefs. We got to change the beliefs, limiting beliefs, into something empowering beliefs. We're going to learn that tomorrow in the second session. I'd like to stop here for today. We're at 8:30. I don't want to take more time, but however, before we go, I want you to do the same exercise. What have you learned? That quantum field and setting visions. Just turn to the person next to you or write down in a chat what you learned so far in this, since the time You send that message to your friend. Send one more message now. That friend must come and call you now today. Hey, what are you learning? I am also interested. So give me the link. Okay. All right, friends. So some understanding today, but the essence of the understanding, if I want to recap, our thoughts create reality, thoughts and feelings. We have a whole bunch of negative thoughts, unwanted thoughts, redundant thoughts, 95%. So we need to eliminate them slowly. And then we set clear goals, visions, which are inspiring us. And the goals and visions have so much clarity of why we are asking for it. Why I'm asking something I want in my life. That is, so you will have clarity about a goal. That means what experience you seek behind that goal. That means if the goal happens, what is it for you? Why? So you need to know what experience you're seeking, because we understood the quantum field of infinite possibilities, infinite experiences. We need to know what experience I want. When you know what experience you want, you can put your attention on it. So naturally that experience has to come to you, because observation clouds the possibility, right? So we said thoughts create reality. So I need to be clear about what I want as an experience. And then in order to do that, that clarity is nothing but setting a clear vision and goals, right? And then we said meditation helps us to remove all that unwanted thought on one side, and then meditation helps us to also become single point minded, focused onto what we want. So then when you put this together, automatically you are already going towards manifestation. Okay, thank you very much. We will meet at 5:30 a.m. IST tomorrow. Our sessions are going to be 3-hour sessions, right? So some people are leaving early. So that's what to do. When we complete this journey fully, so tomorrow we'll have a little longer meditation, and a bigger group will join tomorrow morning, because we have a Sunday meditation, so bigger group and a bigger meditation. But we're going to start sharp at 5:30. We'll get about 45 minutes to cover important aspect of this manifestation, which is drawing your vision board, setting your goal, and then developing something called your mind movie, things that you want to visualize and dream about, the experiences that you want to have. So then homework for you is, think of what is important for you in your life. If you're not very clear, you may be having some things, put all of them on, think about them. Okay, I want to travel around the world. I have to learn music. I need to learn this extra skill. I want to start a business. I want to go and work for this company or this nonprofit or here. I need to spend some good time with my family at my village. What are those are very top big ones that are important for you? Write them. I mean, think about them actively, because you're going to put them into your vision board tomorrow. Now, in that, see at a high level, see what is really important for you. You get a lot of them. So filter, try to filter and say what is important that you feel. If you're not clear, it's okay. Then you write down or think about for each of those. Like first they say, I want to spend enough time with my family. What does it mean? Translate that to real experience. Enough time means what? Okay, I'm going to sit together and read a book. We're going to sit together and then go to a restaurant and then have some nice time, right? Another experience could be we're traveling together to Tirupati, we're climbing up and then doing it. So that means time with your family. So get little clear for everything that you want. Why? What experience you get if you say that means, what does it mean? Decode it into experiences. So I want you to think about that. So when you come tomorrow, then you are putting those into your vision board. And then for each of the things you put, you need to know a set of experiences that you're seeking truly, because those are the ones we're going to put into a movie, mind movie. I don't know what, imagine like in a virtual mind movie you create, and in meditation, you're going to start experiencing that like as if they're real. You're visualizing, dreaming about them. So you're going to do that. So do this exercise so that you can pretty quickly get to creating your mind movie of experiences that you want to visualize and dream about. Okay. So think about what is important for you, some 4 or 5 areas of things, larger things, your personal goal, your work goal, your community goal, your family goals. So you can think of organizing like that, right? And for each one, you translate to real experience. When you say, I want to travel a lot, world. So make it a little more clear. Egypt is there, or is it UK is there, or is it, Kerala is there? What is around the world? Be clear where you want to go. You want to see nature, you want to see man-made structures like Disneyland. What is it you want, right? So put those experiences, get them into like, and you can also write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all the different experiences. If you do that, then your world travel is there. If you do these 5 things, you're adequately spending time with your family. So like that, right, friends? So do that, and then we will utilize our time effectively tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'm going to stay back for just a few more minutes. If anybody has questions, we'll take the questions in a couple of minutes, right? It's at 8:40, 10 more minutes I will stay, and we'll have some questions anybody has from today, what you understood, any kind of question, get that things clarified today. Tomorrow we're going to move on with the next topic, right? But otherwise, we'll see you all at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. That's a couple of minutes of music before I take questions. So please raise your hand.
I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Great. Pradeep, you're answering some questions in the chat.
A couple of them I answered. We have a couple of hands, Usha and Megha. Usha ma'am, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for that wonderful session, sir. One thing I just wanted to ask you, when you were talking about this matter and that observation, because of the observation powers which we have been building right from the beginning, because of that, we are unable to focus on the energy. Does it mean that people who are sort of blind or something like that, we actually credit them with that extra sensory powers? Is it because they are not in a position to identify the matters from the beginning? They are able to connect to the energy. Is it like that?
Yes, you can say that way. It's a good way of thinking about it. We all have extrasensory perception. It's just that they're shut off. That's all.
Okay.
And disabled, differently abled people have those extrasensory perception because yes, they're not conditioned the way we are conditioned. That's all.
That's right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next we have Megha.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
sir. Sir, as you have asked all of us to make a vision board in our previous session, so I have already made one, but there I have written, I was very specific about it, and I have written the exact date, the exact thing what I want, and by now I really know that that thing will not come to me at that exact date.
So what should I do now? I mean, should I change that date or something, some stuff like that?
See, normally time is not yours.
Yes, sir.
Time and space are not yours.
Yes, sir.
What we transcend in meditation, we are going beyond time and space. So time and space are not yours. Time and space are what the field decides and then gives you. Now it can be much earlier than what you want. It can be later. It's going to come. Okay. So you'll have to ideally leave the time out. The thing is, particularly when it comes to, let's say, a study situation.
Yes, sir, that is actually.
Exactly that. Okay. So you want an admission. You say, yeah, it must come true by this June, because nobody wants to waste an year, right?
Yes, sir.
We all want to go this year itself. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Be like, be like those people who are doing IAS courses. If they finish the first time, they don't get it. Second time, third time, they get it, right? Somewhere they're getting it. So if you are serious about the education or the seat where you want to go, the institute, make that your singular choice. Have that courage to have the conversation with your parents and say, look, this is where I'm going. Right? I'm not settling for second. I'm going to be here. I'm going to manifest and I'll go. And let's see. It happened this year, it can happen next year. But if you can be singular focused like this without wavering, without having that thing that, oh, if it did not happen, then I better be careful and let me have no choice, 2 choice, 3 choice, 4 choice, 5, and keep putting energy everywhere, so somehow something else will manifest.
No, sir, actually, I don't have any plan B for this, what I am preparing for. So actually, I wanted to be very particular about what time, what thing I want. So that's why I've written something very specifically, because I don't have any plan B in my mind. So that's why I was trying to be very particular.
Let me answer this question and leave it. How can you say that it is now very clear that it's not going to happen by that time? What makes you think that something like Corona can come and stop the whole world or change the whole world?
Sir, actually, I'm not selected for the first stage, so it's obvious that I won't get it. So.
Is it obvious?
Yes, sir.
Why? Miracles cannot happen? Some recommendation cannot come? And
yes, sir, it might.
Then, if that's possible to exist, a miracle happen.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Some recommendation can come, no?
Might be.
Is it possible that in the second stage, some error is there in the computer program, so it generates with your name, that list it goes? Possible? I'm just asking.
Sir, it might. Yes, sir, it might happen.
Yeah, if you think there is a possibility.
I'm so happy, feeling so happy.
We have to stay open for it. Yeah, we have to stay open for it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great, Megha. Next we have Geeta.
Hello, Chandra sir.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much for this beautiful session.
Can you turn on your video, ma'am? Wonderful.
Here in north of India, we are really packed up in woolens. Chandra sir, actually, I just want to say something to that little girl who was speaking right now. Megha, I think is her name. So Megha, if you're there, just stay, because I want to tell you about an experience which is not, I would say it is my experience with my what happened in my daughter's life. So she had her class 12 exam in 2020, and she didn't get admission in a certain college that she was looking for. But last year, the Delhi University admissions took place in November or October. So what happened was, in that college where the cutoff was 97%, where my daughter having 90% was not able to get admission, many students left for Delhi University, and so many seats were vacant that the college decided to fill up those seats with whosoever approached. So my daughter got to know, and she used to make me call every day, that you call and ask them. So we were not able to get through, the phone lines were not picked or something. And you won't believe that on 5th of December, she got admission for that first semester. Ideally, it should have been over by December, but last year there was such a chaos that she got admission on 5th of December. So I at least know that everything is possible now. Like you were telling Megha, anything can happen. So she really, this is what I saw in my daughter's life. And last month only I took her to Pune and dropped her there. So, and I had made her attend Mr. Shriyansh Daga's 21 days course also in September. So life is so miraculous that I keep enjoying. I've had Patriji in my college where I teach. We had a meditation festival here. The Chandigarh team organizing that. But what I see in my life is, like you were saying, what are the goals? I sometimes find it very difficult. I feel that I have got everything. What do I ask for? Then sometimes I think, look, I'll ask for good health. So if I have it now, I'll ask it like till my life ends.
You have to ask for world getting better, madam. Everybody becomes a meditator. Ask for that.
But then you people and Patriji have given me this notion that the world is what I perceive. So truly speaking, the world is really good.
That's it. The whole manifestation is saying that the world is good. Everyone is a meditator. Say that, because that's how affirmation is going to be. Exactly what you say, what you perceive. So world is good, world is, everyone is a meditator. If you say that, that will be your manifestation, because you are already happy with everything personal.
Yes, I'm very happy.
We are a small personal self, as Patrisa says, right? Small personal self, but a huge impersonal self. So the small personal self is taken care. So we only wish about this whole impersonal self.
And so it's great what you people are doing. I really appreciate.
Wonderful.
You are giving so much to the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the sharing. Great example.
Yeah, Mridula, madam.
It should be M minus. It's M.
M minus? Okay, then it's different.
I don't know.
So M, can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah, it is me. I don't know what happened to the minus today. So I wanted to share something. I heard someone just say, so a long time ago, I applied, I think I shared with you, Chandra, I applied for residency here in the US, and this program didn't want to send me an application because I didn't go to medical school here. And they just didn't. And that time it was still paper applications and it wasn't online. So I got myself a universal application and I applied anyway. Because I had the strong belief that I needed to be there. And I applied and they actually granted me the interview. And during the interview again, the chief resident said, you know, we don't usually take foreign medical graduates because we want everyone here from the American medical schools. And during the interview, they're saying that, you know, of course, you know, I'm an American citizen, but anyway, so this was adversity I'm trying to explain. And this was actually before meditation, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but we have to have this picture in our mind, what our future should be. If the picture is not there strong in our mind, that is the main thing of manifestation. That is what Chandra and meditation, they're trying to tell us all, because I've experienced it many, many times. And this is like a major thing in my life that, of course, is a changing, you know, it created a big change in my life. It directed my future. So I applied and I got in. I got in a place that said, we do not want to send you the application. We do not want to take you. And they took me. So here, because I had this belief in my mind, I had a picture, because, you know, my parents, I grew up here, they sent me to medical school in India, and I had this picture. I want to go to a graduate program here. And I want to go to this program that had accepted me, but I couldn't take it because I went to India. So in my mind, I had created this manifestation that this is what I want. This is what I want in my life. This is what's going to be my truth. And I don't know, it happened. So all I can explain is going through these sessions of manifestations and meditations over the past year is this is what I was doing. So I just want to let everyone on the group know that. And I also want to read something, if I may. It'll take only a few minutes. It's a speech by Nelson Mandela. I think everyone knows who he is. His inauguration speech. It is so profound, it's so beautiful, and it's perfect for what we're doing today. He says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So I just wanted to share that.
Really, really nice. Please send me in a slide.
Sure, Chandra.
Make this part of manifestation program. Okay.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I just remember reading that and I wanted to share that so many times, but I just didn't get the opportunity. But today when I heard that young woman speak, I just had to share. I just had to share something she brought in me to share. So thank you. I will share the slide with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mridula. That's great. Okay, we deferred one question of, where is he? Yes, Sudhir, you want to share, right? And with that, we conclude, Pradeep and Lalita.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yes, Sudhir, go ahead.
Actually, from last 15 days, my mother health is not good. So I decided I want to go to Qatar for this year. If she is not well, how can I go? Early morning, Ravindra sir class, I seated meditation. I want to go Qatar. After that meditation, I called my mom. Mom, I'm going to Qatar now. How are you? If you are okay, I will go. Or not, I will go. She's talking normally with me. I'm all right now. You go. I seated in front of Patriji photo and meditate 35 minutes. Great.
Cool. Instantaneous manifestation. Wonderful.
And yesterday night, one more thing. We don't have anything here. We don't. From morning, I didn't eat anything. My sister came at night from office. PC also I'm hungry. Then what to do? I simply seated for 20 minutes of meditation at night. My aunt called me. I prepared so much of food. Come and take. After that meditation, I'm feeling very happy. Wow, great.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudhir. All these are practical, real stuff that's happening for each of us who regularly meditate. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Lalita, Pradeep, any announcement before we close? Yours.
Friends, as I just typed some time back, so session will start at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. Do get your chart papers and color pencils for the session tomorrow. So we are going to draw vision boards and we are going to do some exercise on it. Yeah, that's it.
Lalita, is it right?
Yeah, so that's it. We created a WhatsApp group. Should we share the link here?
Yes.
I mean, if we are, yeah.
Anybody
planning.
new need to get in there quickly, right? Yeah. Those existing need not, I mean, yeah, it's still good.
Yes, sir. We just posted the link. You can join this group to get any material or for any queries or something.
Okay. Then stay on for a couple of minutes. So thank you very much, friends. It's really been wonderful to have this interaction. So let's learn more and share more tomorrow. Thank you all. And we'll actually meditate with a larger, more senior meditator group in the morning for our next meditation we're going to do in the session tomorrow. Thank you all.
Work on yourself daily. Your story's far from done. The best is yet to come. To achieve, you must believe you can live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe you will achieve, you can live out all your dreams. It's about time you knew the truth. You got the power all in you. You have to believe in yourself. You don't have to hide anything. You can be your true self. Don't need to follow society. Never forget
Okay. Bye, everybody.